Welcome to my new YouTube channel. Now, those of you who know me would say, "What? Harry, with a YouTube recording upload?" Yes, the technophobe remains a technophobe, the Luddite remains a Luddite. But I thought that with all the self-isolation, self-confinement, the fears and concerns that we all have, not only in the United Kingdom, but across Europe and the world, about COVID-19 and the new coronavirus, I thought I might as well experiment with something. And what better way to show my ineptitude in technological terms than to try and put together a file, a message, a conversation with all those who are interested to listen to me over the next few days and weeks, perhaps even months, who knows. And also, those who know me know also that I often speak about the Middle East, North Africa, and Gulf regions. Sometimes I even venture into Europe, but I don't like to go beyond or to stray beyond those two regions because I do not have the expertise. And if I'm going to share with you a layman's viewpoint of what's happening in the United States, I'm sure you'll turn around and say, well, listen, if I wanted an opinion, I would get a proper opinion of somebody who's involved with the United States or Latin America or Asia or what have you. But this YouTube channel experiment, as it were, is a new one. What I'm going to try and do, and I have no idea if this is going to work or if I will have the energy to sustain it, is for me to go on a trip with you, on a journey with COVID-19. And every so often, it might be once a day, it might be once or twice a week, share some thoughts with you about how I see things developing in our virus-infested world. Secretary of State, US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo doesn't call it a coronavirus, he calls it the Wuhan virus, which is political because he's trying to connect it with China. President Trump called it a foreign virus. In other words, it's not American. First America, America remains untouched. However, this virus has touched us all by now in all continents, and therefore I'll just be going through some of my thoughts, some of my perceptions about the fears, the concerns, the hopes that I have as an ordinary normal human being, neither brighter nor perhaps dimmer, and share those with you. And today I'll just leave you with one thought as I initiate, as I baptize this new experiment of mine, because it really is an experiment. And that is not to talk about how serious this is. I think we all know that by now that it is quite serious, nor by how widespread it is, because I think you know that too. Just two thoughts. One, why did it take us so long in the UK to come round to the idea that we have to enforce such stringent, austere measures in order to try and stop, contain, manage? I don't know, there's so many terms going around, bandying about the place. I still am not convinced what happened, what was the story last week, and why did the story change this week. And the second thing that really gets on my nerves is when I go to grocery shops, not only supermarkets, not only the Tesco's and Sainsbury's and Lidl's of this world, but to corner grocery shops, and I see that all the tins, all the cans, all the pasta, everything has been taken up. The shelves are empty. Panic buying. For what purpose? And today, the icing on the cake for me, I went to my local grocery shop only to buy a 50p pint of semi-skimmed milk with a green top. Guess what? There was no milk. Now, for crying out loud, if somebody tells me I want to buy 10 cartons of the long life milk, I'll say fine. He or she will put it in the larder, in the pantry room, somewhere, and that might come in handy a few weeks later. A pint of fresh milk whose expiry date is at best a week? Figure it out. I leave it to you to think about this panic buying that has swept the whole of Europe and certainly the UK as well, and we're nowhere near the peak yet. On that note, I leave you. I welcome you to my YouTube channel. Please be gentle with me, be tolerant, be compassionate. I'll probably mess it up time and time again. But then again, I'm not a 17-year-old or 20-year-old kid who's just too cool to be true. I'm trying to just communicate with you and leave behind me a trail, a story of me and the coronavirus until I see the coronavirus out or the coronavirus sees me out. Fingers crossed. Until the next time, all the best. Bye.